Hey guys, it's been a while. So, I know some of you probably seen the last video I posted about being in the hospital. So, I wanted to let you guys know what happened, and I know some of you were a little worried about what was going on. So, I just want to explain everything and get everything out of the way. So, I think it was 2 weeks ago. Well, yeah, 2 weeks ago now. But okay, so first off, I've never had seizures in my life. Never, ever, ever, ever. So, around the end of July, I was laying in bed and I got like the only way I know how to explain this is my vision got really, really blurry. And I'm just like, okay, what in the world's going on? Like, it was kind of like just blurry and then back to normal, blurry and back, and it started going blurry and worse, worse blurry. And then after that, I just felt I was panicky because I did not know what in the world was going on with me. And then around this side of my head, like the back of my head right here, the only way I know how to explain is if you guys were to take a stone and or like a rock and throw it into a river or some type of water, you know how there's like ripples? Like I had a ripple of like this pain. I can't tell you how bad this pain hurt. It hurt, how do you say it? And anyways, but I literally was panicky because I literally thought my head was like coming open or cracking open or something. Like I panicked. I've never had this pain at all. And then I just kind of blacked out. And then, after a while I kind of came back and I'm just like, what in the world? I was shaken up. I did not know what was going on. So Brian, my fiance, who was there the whole time, he's like, you just had a seizure. And I'm just like, what? Like I've never had that pain. I was scared to death. So, he has epilepsy, so like I'm just like, okay, okay. Maybe this is like maybe I won't have any more after this, whatnot. Anyways, I told my grandma because my grandma is a nurse and she would know better than me. And she was like, okay, well, just, what makes you think it's a seizure? I'm just like, well, the only thing I had to go off of was, Brian told me I had a seizure because he knows what a seizure looks like. I explained it to him. And then, he told her everything that went on, what he saw, and everything that was happening. Anyways, um, a few days later, I think I don't even know how many more days later, um, I was getting ready to make breakfast. Brian was in the shower. I was getting ready to make breakfast, and I just felt so nauseated. And I'm just like, oh my gosh, what in the world's going on with me? Like, I just don't feel very good at all. And, oh, sorry, I lost track for a minute. Sorry about that. Anyways, I wasn't feeling good. I went to go lay down to see, if that would help. And then the blurry vision happened again, and I ended up having another one. So that was scary. And then a few times, and then we went to go stay the night with my grandma one night, and I ended up having one. She was at work, but we were there doing our laundry because we have a laundromat here, but like you have to pay for it, and I really don't want to pay for it. So grandma sometimes will pick us up. We'll stay at night and do laundry there. Anyways, back to the point. Um, I was just trying to rest. I did not have a good night's sleep, so I was just trying to rest, and I ended up having another seizure. And then I told grandma, I was letting her know every time I had a seizure, I was letting her know. She's like, you really need to go to a doctor, Anna. You need to go and see what's going on with you. And me, I'm just like, I don't really want to go to the doctor. I don't want to. I just don't like the hospital. I don't know. I just don't like hospitals. Like, I don't. for me, I don't go to hospitals unless I know I have to. Anyways, so on, I believe it was August 1st. Yeah, August 1st. Me and Brian were watching a movie, and I had a bad one. It just happened. I had no warning. It just happened. And this time I'm just like, okay, I promise, because I had promised Grandma if I had another one, I would go to the ER. And I had another one, and I'm like, okay, I just need to get to the ER. I was gonna call Grandma, but Grandma's like all the way across town, and I just wanted to quickly get in and get it done. I didn't know what was going on with me. It could have been serious. It could have been not. I just wanted to get to the hospital. So, my stepdad came and got me and took me to the ER. Me and Brian went in, and I told him about what was going on, what was happening, and anyways, they took me in. So when I went in there, of course they did a urine test, they did a blood test like they normally do. And then I ended up getting a CT scan and I got an MRI done. Um, they got those done. And the doctor comes in and goes, okay, so we're gonna have to keep you overnight. And I'm just like, I don't like staying at the hospital. I just want to go home and like sleep and whatnot. I don't want to stay overnight. So I ended up having to stay overnight. So I did. And then they had to sleep deprive me because I had to have an EEG. If you don't know what an EEG is, it's hard to explain, but it's like they stick these like wire things to your head, and like you have to be sleep, well, you don't have to, but for me I had to be sleep deprived. But basically it monitors your brain waves um to see if there's any kind of interference or whatnot in there. Anyways, went ahead and got that done, and it took a whole day. I was there all day, and it was just like, I want to go home. Like, I honestly wanted to go home. By the way, the nurses, the doctors, everyone there was so nice. If any, I just want to thank those nurses and doctors because they were one of the best kind doctors, because usually when you're going to the hospital there's always that one doctor or one nurse that's very grouchy and just like, and you're just like, I don't want to deal with that. Anyways, everyone was nice and I really appreciate that. Anyways, after my EEG I finally got to go to sleep. I think it was probably about maybe 4 or 5 hours later. um my there was a doctor and a neurologist. And a neurologist is someone who studies the brain, I guess you could say. It's like a brain doctor is what I call it. Anyways, they came down and was letting me know how everything was, and they're like, so have you had seizures before? And I'm like, no, I've never had seizures. And literally I had like um four in the last week, because that's just what happened. And she's like, well, we looked at all your tests, we looked at everything. She's like, you have a seizure disorder. And I'm just like, a seizure disorder? Like, where did this come from? And she was like, you probably were having seizures before you even knew you were having them. And it's a little confusing when people say it like that. But, I told my grandma about it, and she's like, that makes sense. And I'm like, why does it make sense? It don't make sense to me. Because when you think of seizures, you think of people actually shaking, like, lose control of your body. My grandma and my mom both said, when you were a little girl, you would, like, stare out of space. Just stare. I mean, there's people that stare, and then there's a different type of staring. And sometimes when some kids stare, or, whatever, they're actually having a seizure, even when you don't think even if you just think they're staring. She's like, that would have, and my grandma goes, that makes a lot more sense now, because I bet you were having seizures and you just didn't realize it. So I guess I've been having seizures since I was little, and I never really noticed until now. Um, so one thing is, they told me everything that was gonna have to go on. So, um, I can't. I can't take a bath or a shower for about, I mean, I can take a bath or shower, but for 6 months, I have to like be supervised. So like Brian has to be in there with me. Like he don't have to be in the shower, but he has to be in the bathroom with me to make sure if I do have a seizure that I don't drown or anything, because that can't happen if, with that. So that's only for 6 months. That's good. Um, One thing I'm kind of sad about, I had my permit. I can't drive, but I was hoping to drive when I'm older. But I have to go to the DMV and I have to get a non-driver's license. When you have epilepsy or, seizures or, certain types of seizures, if you're having them and they don't ever go away, then it's actually illegal for you to drive. So I'm not allowed to drive anymore. I can't, if I do, I would get in trouble. So that's the only time doctors, can get into the, like, say, oh, you can't do this, like, legally. That's when they can get into the law because. So I called up to the DMV and asked them, my doctor said this, I went to ER, blah, 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 blah. I told him a little bit of the story, just a quick. He's like, well, all you gotta do is bring your ID and then, proof of where you live, and then we will get that done. So I, I'm happy about that. But I mean, I'm happy, but I'm not happy that it's simple and not hard. But anyways, yeah, that's why I haven't been uploading. And I'm on medicine right now. I'm on seizure medicine, which it's called Keppra, and I'm on 500 milligrams twice a day. So I literally had a seizure about 3 days ago, again, even with the Keppra. So I'm gonna have to make an appointment, hopefully see what happens, and I don't know. So it's been, I was not expecting all of this. It's weird, and I've never had seizures in my life, so it's just like out of the blue, it's like, oh hey, guess what? You're gonna have seizures today. Let me give you a seizure. And it's like, really? So yeah, I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on with me, why I was in the hospital, why I haven't been uploading, and I just been trying to take a break because of all this going on. My body is still trying to still trying to adjust to the medicine. So like it's really weird because this medicine I have to eat with or I'll get sick, and it's weird because I feel sick and I've been throwing up nonstop. So like I get sick all the time. Like even when I'll eat like maybe one egg or even sometimes less than that, and I feel like I'm full to the point where I'm just gonna throw up. And sometimes after I do eat, I do throw up. It's just bad. I'm trying. My body is just right now just fighting with that medicine right now. Like me and you gotta get along, okay? We gotta get along because I have to stay on this Keppra. I cannot go off of it. Um. So yeah, it's a big life-changing thing, and it was hard to hear, but it's good to know that I found out what was going on with me and why. I'm glad I didn't wait any longer, and even though I didn't like hospitals, I'm glad Grandma finally got me, you know, talked me into going to the hospital. I'm glad I did that. Um, but yeah, so that's all I gotta say. Um, Wish me luck, I guess. I still struggle a little bit with it, and it's changed my life. It's basically, I feel like my life has been like flipped upside down, and it's so weird. I have so many emotions going through me because of the situation and just other situations, and it's just hard. So, anyways, I wanted to let you guys know what was going on. I am okay. Um, so I know some of you were worried about me. I appreciate your thoughts and your prayers, your prayers, and I love you guys. I really do. And I hope, I don't know if this answered any of your questions about where I've been lately or not, but hopefully. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. I'm lost for words. Like, I don't know. I am so tired. It is literally like 5:30 in the morning. And so yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna talk to you guys later. Love you all. Bye bye. Peace.